if I go to Bududa and ask myself about settlement, I'll be making sense. That is the key driver of risk. We are looking at social cultural practices. We are looking at fertility and unmet need. Because the problems of Bududa and indeed the Elgon region will not go away until we look at the longer term. The population density in this area, in Mbale region, is 750 per square kilometer. This is the highest in Africa for rural populations. It's even higher than Rwanda, which has one of the highest average population densities for a country. So, if we only think about resettlement and taking people to Kiliandongo and all that, how do we deal with the long-term issues? How do we deal with, all that? So, all that with that analysis, with issues of low diversification. Why does everyone have to get a small piece of land and fragment the land? The risk transfer, efficient energy sources, the poor early warning. We went to Otuke and those guys, they had some tricks from the fork mechanisms. They knew how to predict when it was going to rain. There's a plant which they showed us and they said, if this plant sprouts, it sprouts in the dry season. That if it sprouts, then you know that the rain is going to come in 2 weeks. Otuke, they told us. So some birds which cry in a funny way or the cows putting their tails up. These are adaptive strategies that are inherent in the fork mechanisms that people used to use to live, and they used to survive. But how is it that when we get climate prediction reports, and then people lose their resilience for good? These are some of the things that we would like to affirm. And the other factors, as you see them. So, and the issues for conflict, I'll not delve into them because it's not a key focus for the region that we are going to deal with. So basically, our next step is that we are going down now to consult the communities, because we would like to break the cycle of professors and academicians and scholars sitting in the labs in the universities and trying to intellectualize about the problems of the people. So the next step, you're going to see us in Bududa consulting using different tricks from Professor Lin, and one of them is going to be the deliberative pause. So in summary, that is those are the interventions that we are doing. So the next session is we begin with unpacking this monster called deliberative pause. So Professor Fishkin is going to convince us.
Well, we'll try.
Why? This is the thing we think we need to try out in our context. And then at the end, we shall make an informed opinion and we may take a deliberative poll on whether to adopt deliberative polling to solve some of the development challenges in our communities. And the line ministry. So there's a policy now. It has been signed off by Cabinet, and it's quite comprehensive, covering both risk reduction and response issues. It's good to read. And then there's a methodology which also we have. There are tools which we have, part of which we have adopted for our ground truth. Professor Fishkin, your
Will we have Alison on? Okay, yeah. So I have a colleague who's going to join remotely. Well, thank you so much. Is this working? Is this working? Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here on this trip. More excited even than the previous trips, because I've now come to Uganda several times. Because this is an essential step in doing what I hope will be the first deliberative poll in Africa. And I'll explain to you what deliberative polling is, why we might want to do it, what purpose it serves. So I'm going to speak for a few minutes generally to describe what we're talking about. But tomorrow especially, we'll be engaged in talking about the issues that should be applied in the Algon meeting. Now, as Roy said, this is about public consultation. Now, there are efforts to consult the public all over the world. And anytime you consult the public, you have to think about, in my view, two questions. Who is consulted, and what kind of opinion are they offering? Have they had a chance to think about the issue? Are they informed? Have they